yet another edition of Let's Talk on DNTWOK. My name is Olujo Kemosaku. And like I said, it's Let's Talk, where we discuss salient issues that matters to or borders on human existence and how we are able or we can navigate through all of it, even in dire situations. So today we'll be talking about purpose, understanding timing and process. So like I said, it's purpose, but we're going to be narrowing it down to understanding the timing and the process. So the guest for today is someone that has been here before and is here again. He is the founder of the Farm Life Coach and is in person of Pastor Andy Monehin. So thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show. We appreciate your time again.
Thank you so much, my dear sister, and I really appreciate you for having me this time again. And I really appreciate you bringing this project on. I call it project, not just topic, because it's something that a lot of people are struggling with. And I think maybe with little that we were able to do today, a lot will have clarity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So in discovering purpose, what steps can one take to uncover one's real essence of existence or purpose in life?
I have been teaching purpose. All of a sudden, I paused one day when I was discussing with one of my mentees. And in trying to uncover or define my own purpose, I saw that I was struggling. And I took it upon me that if I can be teaching this, if I have had great speakers, great coaches that have taught on this topic, why am I struggling? Then I now realize that the concept of purpose is taught in a sophisticated way, and majority struggle with it. I went out, I carried out researches. I met with one PhD student that will graduate in just a matter of maybe months. I asked her, what is your life purpose? She didn't know. Along that same line, another happy person asked me that he is not happy about his life. I said, what? He said, he just found out that he's waking up every day. He doesn't know what to do. Now, I had to go back into my closet and do more on this topic. And then I found out that the topic purpose is so simple. It's about where you are going. And just like I said in one of my teachings with Piofra, said that majority don't get to where they are going because they simply don't know where they are going. So purpose is where you are going. But purpose is not just where you are going, because there's somebody you have to become in order for you to really fulfill purpose. And in order for you to become that person, season must pass, time must pass. So the concept of purpose, process, and timing is something that anybody must not miss, because if you miss it, life could be miserable.
Okay, so growing up, I understand that by the time we're growing up, they tell you what you want to become in life, what you want to do, and that's what is going to help you figure out what you're going to be studying in the higher institution. So are you saying that what you want to do in life and where you're going in life is not the same thing as discovering purpose? Because you said purpose is where you are going. Is it the same thing or there is a difference?
Okay. When you think about where you want to be in life, there are things that can inform that. Just like we have seen in the days of the Bible, God will appear to some people and tell them, this is what I want to be. That is clarity 100%. But I have been around the town and asked people. Not too many people are so convinced, just like Jeremiah and the Moses at the earlier stage of life. Now, do you now want to fold your arms and wait until God tells you this is what you have to do? And that brings me down to what I call the baby steps towards life purpose. Like people see purpose as something big, like a monument, something that has to be very, very so big and gigantic that you have to begin to pursue for 10 years. It could be, but I want to tell you that purpose revolves around us on daily basis. Why am I saying this? If you are not opportune to be told that by God that this is where you're going, when you wake up on daily basis, there is something you can do. This makes me to know that those things that you do on daily basis, they are what is positioned around you, and what you make out of that will dictate the next platform that will unfold and how far you will go. So I want to say that when you are talking about purpose, purpose resides in some of our pains. And some of our pains resides inside time because, when you are in a season, there could be pain. And if you know how to listen, if you have good people around you like mentors, purpose can unfold because becoming whom I am today, these are the things that I navigated.
Okay, so with all of these things you've said, because I was going to ask you how you can differentiate between a genuine why and a surface level motive. So, and you said something about pain and all of that. So, is that how to, of course, differentiate it? How would you know differentiate a genuine why I'm doing what I'm doing, with a surface level motive? Because you understand that when something is shallow, you can easily let it go. But when something is deep, you can't let it go.
One of the yardstick to see that purpose is shallow is if what I stand to benefit, especially immediately, is taken out of it, will I still do it? This is one of the parameters. Now, another thing is that in doing this thing, do I find fulfillment? These are internal things. But externally, what are people saying about this? I remember sometimes when everything went south for me, I began to extract my life. And I saw that I probably have missed it in life. Like, there's no way I could catch up no more. But do you know that that was the time God stationed a lot of feedbacks around me? A lot of people that came back and began to say, you said this, it's affected me. You said it, thank you for saying this. I now realized that it was only probably my financial life that was struggling. Every other part of me were actually working well. So if you look internally and you find strength when there is no compensation, if you find strength when nobody is saying thank you, probably it is not shallow. But when gain is taken out of it and you are backing out, it might be maybe something that is pressured on you, or maybe the motive is just about what you want to get. Thank you so
Now, to
much.
you directly, can you recall a moment when clarifying purpose changed the direction you took? And I would appreciate if you can share this with us. And how did it affect your decisions or other decisions that you took in life?
Well, I started early in life as a businessman, and I love the act of bargaining, marketing, selling, and buying. And eventually, it went well for me. But there was a time that everything went south. And just like I mentioned, when I did not find no strength to carry on in life because everything became so bleak, that was when a lot of feedback began to come on. A lot of feedback. And then I checked that area of my life, like practically talk to people and people get what they want. Unknowingly to me, not that I was coaching them, not that there was a consultation or a session, but people were getting results, even from informal conversation, from phone conversation. I didn't know that people deliberately sometimes when they are having issues will locate me. And after the maybe after talking for like 30 minutes, they are good. In short, one of my friends mentioned that recently. He said, thank you so much. I know that if I can just talk with you 30 minutes, I'll be fine. It was then that I began to like reshape my life. And one thing about life, when I told people that when you do not have clarity, whatever you are doing, put effort. And I began to sum my life from the first degree that I had, from the second one that I had, from most of the pastoral work that I was doing. When I now summed everything together, it gave back to what I call my passion and what I'm going to retire on today. So that curve of my life, I really thank God that the business failed, because the failure of that business made me to pass through process, and that is the process when I was telling you that there is pain in process. You know, it was difficult moment, but all those difficult moments made me to grow in knowledge. It made me to grow in handling things, and it made me to become a better person that I am today.
Much for that. So, how do you balance urgency with readiness when it comes to market, when it comes to resources, team, and every other thing that comes with it? How do you balance urgency? Sometimes again, some people are proactive, while some people take time. Some people are goal oriented. I want to do this now, I want to get it done. But all of this, whether positive or negative, I think there should be a balance.
Thank you so much. I so much love that aspect, and I tell people there's no one principle that doesn't have exception. So when you are talking about urgency and urgency and time,
Yeah, timing.
okay, and timing. The first thing you have to know is this: what do you want, and what capacity do you need to become that person? Because one thing about purpose is if you arrive too early, you will mess the platform up. And that is what we see in most of the leadership and the positions that we have today. Most of them arrive too early without no process, because one thing that process will give you is the capacity and ability. The reason why you exist, the influence, your presence in at that point that you are going, the influence that your presence want to give. And if you do not have that capacity, I want you to know that instead of you being a kind of good influence into the society, you become a bad influence. So now, this is how we navigate it. There are some processes that are fixed. You want to be a medical doctor now, though career is not equal to purpose, but the fact is that career can be a platform for purpose. Did you get that point? So if you must be a medical doctor, if you have to be in school for 8 semesters, and somebody give you an employment letter when you are in the 7th year, of course, it's an opportunity, but time was not enough. The season was not ripe enough. I have seen a lot of opportunity in this my lifetime that I have said no to, because if I know that I will not perform very well, I have seen business proposals that I have turned down because I know I might not have enough capacity and I might not have enough time to study because of the urgency. So I want us to know something, that if you are not ready, you are not ready. But another twist to this, and most of the people that are close to me, this is an aspect they don't know about me. There are things that I do not plan for. And when they surface like this, I pick it up. You saw David. David was not going to fight Goliath. But when he got there, He saw urgency. It couldn't wait because there have been problems that needed solution. But he didn't just appear that I want to fight Goliath. The process was complete. He knew that he was able, the capacity was there. So if the capacity is not there and there is no room for growth, it will be deadly for you to just jump into an ocean you don't know the depth. Thank you so much.